March of this year. In March of this year, the Taliban attacked forward operating base Chapman, according to publicly available reports, which is a highly sophisticated and secure American installation, injured 7 Americans. Would you have considered the Doha Agreement breached at that moment?
Oh, we would have hit them so hard it would have been breached, and they would have come back and they would have said, please, please, please. We had a couple of conditions breached, much less than what you just mentioned. That was a big hit. When I saw that and heard about that, I said, well, that's strange. It was strange because they would have never done that if it was me.
Now, you brought home...
Having taken out, Soleimani was the biggest of the world. I was with the head of Pakistan, who's a great guy, Khan, and we met. And he's a very respected figure and a very great athlete, actually. He is like the Mickey Mantle of cricket. I don't know if you know that.
Right.
But a very respected, dignified, handsome man. And I was with him, and I got along with him very well. He said, when I heard that you took out Soleimani, I closed my offices and I went home for a week. It was the biggest thing to happen in the Middle East in 100 years. He said, you have no idea. When you took out Soleimani, that was the biggest thing to happen in the Middle East, Mr. President, in 100 years.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
They had fear of him. I think even, if you want to know the truth, I think Iran might have been happy too. They just don't say it. They feared
interesting.
him.
You brought home
him more than any other person or more than any other country.
And he was capable. You brought home 55.
Streaming on Salem Now.
Get back or I'll shoot you.
The one's left inside for the pastor and his 2 daughters.
If you run, I'll shoot your family. Nobody cares whether I live or die. It's bad.
I'm not going to stand around and be a part of it anymore. Give me the gun.
Stream on your phone, tablet, or TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com. Streaming on Salem Now.
Most people don't believe that Jesus is coming back. What if there was evidence that proves that this is all real?
This discovery proves that he is coming back.
I just want the church to get back to the gospel.
Ooh, Superman works. I like Superman.
The gospel?
Right. And ain't nobody listening to that.
Stream on your phone, tablet, or TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com. Streaming on Salem Now.
Most people don't believe that Jesus is coming back. What if there was evidence that proves that this is all real?
This discovery proves that he is coming back.
I just want the church to get back to the gospel.
Ooh, Superman works. I like Superman.
The gospel?
Right. And ain't nobody listening to that.
Stream on your phone, tablet, or TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com. Streaming on Salem Now.
Some lawyer hit a little girl.
Former cancer patient Sharon Blackwell was struck by an oncoming vehicle.
Take this into evidence, sir.
I need to call my wife.
You've been accused of texting while driving.
Before you take your daughter off life support, give God room to be God.
You're not guaranteed another day, but you have today.
Stream on your phone, tablet, or TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com. Streaming on Salem Now.
Get back or I'll shoot you.
The one's left inside for the pastor and his 2 daughters.
If you run, I'll shoot your family. Nobody cares whether I live or die. It's bad.
I'm not going to stand around and be a part of it anymore. Give me the gun.
Stream on your phone, tablet, or TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com. Streaming on Salem Now.
Get back or I'll shoot you.
The one's left inside for the pastor and his 2 daughters.
If you run, I'll shoot your family. Nobody cares whether I live or die. It's bad.
I'm not going to stand around and be a part of it anymore. Give me the gun.
Stream on your phone, tablet, or TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com. Streaming on Salem Now.
You're not really black because you're not doing what we expect black people to do.
Was it really racism?
This was an execution. This was an assassination.
I think the motive was so simple as to be almost unbelievable.
Stream on your phone, tablet, TV. Look for Salem Now in the App Store or go to salemnow.com.
And that doesn't know what the hell is happening. Other than they're good at cheating at elections. That's all they do well.
But what are they going to do about these hostages? Do you think we're going to have hostages in Afghanistan?
Now let's get to that. So we could have thousands of hostages. I don't think they know what they're doing. Yesterday they said 500. So the 35,000 all of a sudden is 500. And yet most of the people taken on the plane, most of those people, as you know, are Afghans, right? So how are we down to 35 to 500? Nobody knows what the number of hostages is. I don't think the United States has a clue. I think there are thousands of people that are hostage. It's a much more difficult position than even like Brunson, Pastor Brunson. I knew the head of Turkey. I had a great relationship with him, as you know. Great relationship.
Yep.
I got him out. I said, you got to do it. He said, no, we have laws. I said, no, you're the law. No, we have laws. And then eventually I got him out because he was the law, okay? It was very simple. But this is a more difficult situation. You have so many. You have a big element of religion. Anytime you enter religion, when it becomes a religious fervor, it sometimes tends to be more difficult. I found that because I've gotten a lot of people back. And you have new elements being added. Now you have ISIS-K, whatever ISIS-K is, because we wiped out ISIS. So now they have a new branch. It's called ISIS-K. They're very bad. They're very bad. And you have the Taliban. So I can't tell you. I have one concept that I would do that I think would be foolproof, but the hostages are in grave danger, and so are a lot of Afghans that came to our aid.
Would you have ever allowed our troops to leave, or the NATO troops to leave, or the air power contractors to be pulled out with civilians and allies and Afghan interpreters in the country still?
No, it's not conceivable. I don't know if you saw my speech. We had 68,000 people in Alabama on Saturday night, and I told the story that I was with a group, and there was a 5-year-old, the son of somebody, a 5-year-old boy, and I talked to him about it quickly. And I said, so would you leave the soldiers, or would you pull them out? He said, I'd leave the soldiers. A 5-year-old child would leave the soldiers. Anybody would leave the soldiers. When I heard they were taking out the soldiers, and I guarantee you, when Abdul, and look, I spoke to him tough, but I had a very good relationship with him, very good. Nobody could negotiate with him like me. I had a very, very good relationship with him, and I found him to be reasonable. He did some minor violations, but he ultimately didn't violate it at all. Look, all of this takeover of all of Afghanistan, not just Kabul, all of the relationships, all of this that I had, everything, and with more than just him, it all took place, all of the taking over of Afghanistan, when you see the red on the page, it got bigger and bigger. That took place after I left. And
would you have closed Bagram, Would you have closed Bagram?
No, I would not have closed Bagram. So I was going to bomb. So in order, I would have gotten all Americans out. I would have gotten all of the people that helped us out that were in danger, if they were good people. Some were not good people. Sadly, and just to interject, we have some very, very bad terrorists coming out and getting into the planes, and they're smart and they're tough, and they can get into the planes much easier than a normal person, because there's no vetting. They're not vetting anybody. They have no idea. They have nothing to vet with. I would have taken the Americans out. I would have taken other deserving people out. That would have been number one. Number two, I would have, and I've already, I instructed them to do this. We were doing it. I was doing it in a very orderly fashion, and we weren't losing anything. And this was all over Afghanistan, not just in Kabul. So I would have taken the people out. I then would have taken all military equipment. And I said to them, I want every single nail, screw, and bolt. I then would have, with the exception of Bagram, which I would have kept, I would have bombed all of the bases because I don't want to give those bases to Russia, China, or even the Taliban. I would have bombed every base. I would have evacuated them. I would have taken out every single, and I use this expression with our woke generals. I said, I want every single screw to be taken out. And I had Milley tell me, sir, it's cheaper to leave the equipment than to take it out. I said, you mean leave millions and millions of dollars of Army tank and you say it's cheaper? I say, then you better go back to business school because you're not a very good. Milley told me, sir, it's cheaper to leave it. And you know what? That's exactly what they did. It's not cheaper to leave it. It's the dumbest statement, one of the dumbest statements I've ever had. We have people, Leo, we have people that do that. They transport, just like I use the military to transport the vaccine so that people could get the vaccine. I use the military for taking stuff out, and we were starting. But military, I will say, Milley said to me on 2 occasions, sir, now it's a lot easier to leave it because you can just leave it. But I thought it was absolutely crazy. I also knew it was going to collapse because you know, and I told you once a long time ago, Ghani was a thief. Ghani had great power in the United States Senate. He had senators and congressmen that were his friend. His whole life was the U.S. Senate, and that gave him power. But he was basically and inherently a thief who had no control over the country other than he was powerful within the United States Senate in particular, which is terrible, by the way.
Well, you know, General McMaster and Secretary Esper are blaming you for the Doha agreement. They're saying that you empowered them. What do you make of these criticisms from General McMaster, who was your second national security advisor? And
Streaming on Salem Now.
Most people don't believe that Jesus is